2025 was a big year for beauty. There were so many makeup trends, so many beauty launches. We are just getting started. 2026 is going to be a huge year for beauty. So let me break down my predictions on what I think are going to be some of the biggest makeup trends. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any new uploads. Now let's get right into it. First up is a trend that I am actually personally very excited about. Rest in peace to clean girl makeup and hello full glam. I feel like this trend has been in the works for a few years. Like, we've been saying rest in peace to clean girl makeup, we don't want clean girl makeup, but it just hasn't happened. I believe 2026 is the year that it's actually gonna happen. First of all, with eyeshadow palettes, I'm noticing a little bit of a shift in color more recently. We had the Hung Van Gogh palette, and yes, he came out with like neutral shades, but he also released a variety of eyeshadow palettes that were like colorful, like what we used to see in 2016. Also, in the last few years, the Danessa Myricks Lightwork palettes have just been popping off, and if you've seen those, they are just full color. Okay, one person that never left 2016 makeup was Danessa Myricks, because she has been pushing color. She was one of the people that really didn't stop with the whole color movement. Another reason why I think clean girl makeup is not going to exist and 2016 full glam makeup is going to be super trendy in 2026 is that usually trends recycle every 10 years. Listen, 2026 is going to be a decade from 2016. I know that hurt. It hurt me too. It's really revealing of how old I am and how old I've gotten, but it is what it is. That's the truth. I do think because we're going to be hitting that 10-year mark, it's going to feel nostalgic. A lot of people are going to post recreations, and I've also seen a lot of people starting to post a lot more color in their makeup looks, so I do think that that's going to play a huge role, especially when it comes to like pop culture and brands. I do think that is going to play a big role in pushing more colorful looks. If you have been on TikTok, and if you don't live under a rock, you have probably seen the artist Zara Larsson, if I'm not mistaken. Beautiful singer that's been getting a lot of traction on TikTok, and one of the recent things she's been going viral for is her beautiful colorful looks done by her makeup artist Sophie. There's been a lot of recreations just because no one has seen color like that and has done color like that for artists in such a long time that it's been really popping off, and I also want to recreate some of her looks. I'll put some pictures up here so you can see the looks that she's created on Zara. The next trend that I think is going to be a huge trend in the beauty industry in 2026 is cool toned lips. A cool tone lip combo eats, okay? If you have not tried a cool tone lip, you need to try it. And when I say cool tone lip, that doesn't necessarily mean like a grayish lip combo. Like, it could be a pink, a cooler pink, and it's just so flattering. You guys have to try it if you haven't tried it already. The truth is that no one really wants to see a warm tone product anymore. Like, no one wants to see an orange lipstick or a lipstick that goes or pulls orange or a very warm blush. Like, no one really wears orange blush as much as we used to. And as someone who has a cool tone for their undertone, I do appreciate this because there's just so much products that are way too warm for my liking, and so having products that are more geared toward cool tone undertones is such a win for us cool tone baddies, because that really never existed, especially like in 2016 when the beauty industry was popping. We all loved our warm toned foundations, and you know what, that's great, but we need to now accommodate for every type of undertone. I think like the 90s grungy cool tone lip combo is going to be super in. We even saw earlier this year in 2025, MAC released a bunch of nudes and they were very cool toned. So I think we are going to be continuing that movement into 2026. Also, brands are getting almost like bullied now for not having enough cool tone products, or their products not running cool toned enough. So this is definitely not going to stop, and it is only gonna get bigger in 2026. So brands, beware. The next trend that I think is gonna be super in is the blurred lips and cheeks. In terms of blurred lips, we're not going full throttle liquid lipstick, very matte liquid lipstick. We're not doing that yet, but it's gonna be a very blurred version, a very soft, comfortable matte. And for the cheeks, we're gonna get that very blurred cheek that kind of went missing after COVID. An example is Dior actually released a new blush that is a blurred matte blush. It is very velvety, very moussey, and I think that type of formula is going to be super in next year. And for lips, we have like the Violette FR Bisou Balms, which are like super comfortable, super lightweight. Hailey Bieber was also recently seen wearing this, so you guys already know once Hailey Bieber wears it, it is going to be everywhere. She's literally a major trendsetter, which I'm obsessed with. And there's going to be a very exciting launch with a very popular brand that I cannot say, and they're reformulating their matte lipsticks that also give that like blur. You guys will know soon. I will be making a lot of videos on that, so stay tuned. If you guys wanted a hint, it rhymes with rack. This next trend, unfortunately, I'm just not the biggest fan of, but it's okay. There's a trend for everyone, right? It is the no mascara makeup. Now, typically a no mascara makeup look would have very minimal foundation, concealer, all that, which I am not a fan of. I am a full coverage baddie. But for those who really like very minimal makeup, I think this trend is going to be perfect because, well, there's no mascara. I actually think the worst part of taking off any makeup look is the mascara, because it's so annoying. It just makes taking off makeup harder. So hey, no mascara makeup would be very easy to take off, so I wouldn't be mad at it for like an everyday vibe. Earlier this year, no mascara makeup with like a red lip was trending, and that was like really popular, so it's kind of giving like that French effortless makeup look, and I think that for anyone who doesn't want to do that full glam, we are going to be going towards that. The next trend that I think are going to be super popular in 2026 is weird skincare trends. I don't know what was in the air in 2025, but we saw some very strange, unusual skincare trends with the beef tallow and the salmon PDRN. I'm not sure who is discovering these skincare products and what made them think of it, but I'm sure we are gonna get some crazy new launches in 2026 and something new will trend. Actually, there is one product that I've already kind of been seeing a lot of brands slowly start to release, so I'm just gonna put it out there. Matcha skincare is gonna be huge in 2026. Why can't we leave matcha alone? I don't know, but I think it's gonna be a thing. I know TirTir has like a toner, matcha toner, and I had another brand, I think House of Her, send me a matcha serum, which I haven't tried yet, but let me know if you guys want me to try those products. I'll make a separate review on that. But yeah, I think that we are gonna have very, very unusual, weird skincare trends. But hey, if it makes your skin look flawless, I'm here for it. The next trend that I actually can get behind is the Luminous matte skin combo. Just because more full glam is back, I don't think it's gonna be a full out, full matte finish for our faces. I think it's gonna be a mix of luminous and matte, so more like luminous and blurring. A great example of this is Nina Park, who is a celebrity makeup artist, and her makeup looks have just, they're so beautiful. Like, they just look so ethereal, and she does a really good job with that like soft matte, sometimes luminous matte finish, and it doesn't look flat. It looks very 3D, but without it being too glowy or too like oily, you know? Of course, there's no shortage of products when it comes to luminous matte products. Great example is the Maybelline Lumi foundation, and then we also have the Kosas pressed powders, and these powders are interesting because they're not super mattifying. In fact, they're not mattifying at all, but they are very blurring, and they do let that luminous finish of your skin kind of peek through, that glowiness peek through while still being blurred. We've seen products launch already in 2025, and I think that we are going to continue it in 2026. 2026 on a bigger scale. The next trend that's going to be super in 2026 is lip stains and lip balms. The lip balm industry is a huge industry, and so is the lip stain market, and they're not stopping anytime soon. Like, everyone is obsessed with these lip balms. And honestly, they're nice because you don't always have to pair them with like a makeup look. Even just on its own as a skincare product, it's really good. Now, we are losing the plot a little bit, and a lot of people are assuming these lip balms are lip glosses, and that's exactly what you saw with the POV launch with Michaela. Everyone was using the POV Ampit lip treatment as a lip gloss, and that's why it ended up being so goopy. Also, lip stains are going to be huge. I just got a L'Oreal lip stain that I'm so excited to test out. It is one of their brand new launches. We've seen Maybelline come out with it, we've seen NYX come out with it. Drugstore is hopping on this trend, and high-end is only going to continue pushing out lip stains. I also saw Dior is releasing a new lip stain. So as you can see, this market is very saturated, but everyone is continuing on this trend. What I would like to see from brands with the lip stains and lip balms are just more cooler toned options for us cool tone girls. A lot of the lip stains, like the browns and the pinks, are more warm, and though that is beautiful, I would love to see more cool tones. The next trend in the beauty space that we will be seeing in 2026 is dupe culture. Dupe culture will continue to expand. Brands like e.l.f., Milani, Catrice will continue to dupe very high-end products. I've even seen brands like CoverGirl and Rimmel, who used to just do their own thing. I've seen them release a lot of products recently that are giving dupe. CoverGirl just released a dupe for the Summer Fridays lip balm. It's a brand new release. So as you can see, a lot of brands are hopping on this dupe movement because it is a billion-dollar industry. What I think about dupes is that I think they're great. I think that not everyone can afford high-end, and if you can, sure, buy the original, no one's stopping you, but not everyone can afford that price point, and I think that it's a great way to see what everyone else is talking about, and it makes you feel included. And I will never be a hater of drugstore. I personally wish I had all these options when I was a student and I could not afford to buy any of these popular products that everyone on YouTube was raving about. I wish I had some way to buy them, and now people do, and I am here for it. And some of these dupes are so good that they kind of beat high-end, so that's crazy. The next trend that I think is going to be trending in 2026 is more coverage. This is tying to my original point that we will be seeing more full glam, but in this point I specifically want to talk about things like primers and color correctors. Now that is it's not a market that like a lot of people have tapped into. Brands like Huda Beauty, Kosas are big players in the color correcting space, but the fact that there's only 2 brands that I can think of, there's definitely going to be more brands occupying this category in 2026, especially with the trend of more POC creators advocating for that. I'm seeing a lot more buyers who are women of color. We've always been the buyers, but you know, I feel like brands are more aware that we are buying. Obviously, color correcting is something that we need for hyperpigmentation, and so I do think that they are going to be putting money into these categories. My next trend is monochromatic makeup. Now this trend, I truly wonder if it ever goes out of style or if it's just a trend that always is in style. Whether you're doing full glam or a more natural beat, you can always slay with a monochromatic look, and I think this was really popularized with Rhodes Toasted Teddy, that beautiful brown shade, applying brown in the crease and then the brown on the lips. I think that everyone was kind of recreating that look, and I also think it's such an effortless, it just makes it look like you've done a lot when really it's like the same shade applied like on your eyes, lips, and cheeks. And it's also a super fast way to do your makeup as well, so I do think that that's always going to be in style, and it will be in style going 2026. Alright guys, those were my 2026 beauty slash makeup predictions. Let me know if you guys agree with any of these, or if you think there's something that I missed and that you believe is going to be trending next year. Leave it down below, and I will see you guys in my next video.